What's happening, yo? I listen to this dude, man. You know, Ben Daniels take you to the church, go to the reverend. So right there, what he talking. Let's see what he got up here. We gonna see. I'll tell you in a second.
Minnesota, Caitlin Clark pulls up.
Caitlin Clark games will be behind a paywall, but
This
and
was
we're
the
gonna hear
moment
what he says.
Caitlin Clark became the all-time leading women's scorer in major college basketball. 33 points, triple-double, passing Lynette Woodard. And that game was on Peacock. That game was behind a paywall. And with the new WNBA media rights, the new WNBA TV deal, I couldn't help myself. I had to look into it. And the biggest question under all of the videos I posted, the number one comment under all those videos was, yeah, that's all cool, but where are the Caitlin Clark games going to be? Where are the Caitlin Clark games going to be? Are they going to be on Peacock? Are they going to be on Amazon? Are they going to be behind a paywall? Not behind a paywall? Have no fear, for I am here. I spent more time than I would like to trying to decipher how these Caitlin Clark games are going to get split up.
I'm gonna have all of them on regular TV.
Where are the Caitlin Clark games? Well, we need to know where the games are going to be. All three NBA media partners will carry WNBA games with at least 50, 30, and 25 across Comcast, Amazon, and Disney, respectively. Comcast's 50-game schedule will include only 5 NBC games per year, with the rest on USA Network and Peacock. Only 5 NBC games per year, with the rest on USA and Peacock. Now keep this in mind. USA, Peacock, NBC, they have shown us in the past that, hey, we don't care about cable TV, free TV, doesn't matter. We got Caitlin Clark. We want to drive her to Peacock.
Right.
We want to drive her to the subscription model. We want to use her as Caitlin Clark, Conor McGregor. We want to use her to
don't do that.
Those Peacock subscriptions.
Don't do that. You don't do that with basketball.
So the question that we are destined to continue to ask, how are those games going to get split up? I did my best here, folks. Based on how much money Disney, NBC, Amazon, based on how much money they are giving the NBA for the rights to these games, you have to assume that the split is going to look similar to this. Disney and ABC, the ESPN, going to get around 17 games, giving the most $2.6 billion per year. NBC Universal giving a little bit less, $2.5 billion. They'll get around 14 games. Amazon most likely will get around 10 games, and then you still have a small amount between ION and CBS. They still have an ability to negotiate for a small package similar to they have now. So you have to think that around $80 million a year, they'll get somewhere around 3 games, maybe even 2 Caitlin Clark games, right? The wild card here is Peacock. The wild card here is Peacock. And why? Why isn't Peacock? Why isn't the wild card ESPN? Why isn't the wild card Amazon? Why is it Peacock? Because Peacock, they actually have the ability to pick and choose where they want these games to be, in theory, from a paywall perspective. With the Caitlin Clark games they have the ability to say, do I want to put 14 of these games on Peacock? Do I want to put 10 of these games on Peacock? Do I want to put all of these games on NBC? Do I want to put none of these games on NBC?
Put all of them on NBC.
Logically, what would make sense? What would make sense if I'm NBC, if I'm trying to distinguish where I want these Caitlin Clark games. What makes sense, folks? So let's take a look.
NBC.
We are predicting that they're going to get 14 games. I'm predicting 4 of those games are going to be on NBC, Channel 4, Peacock behind the paywall, and 3 games on USA Network. Why? What makes sense about this? Well, if they're getting 14 games, right, we can have split. Half those games are definitely behind a paywall. Following me? The rest of those games, NBC, USA Network. You're going to want Caitlin Clark to open up the NBC and close NBC. And then
But
you're
not
going
put
to
them
sprinkle
games
her in
on
a
those
couple
damn
times just based on the
Peacock.
shit.
The niggas
There's
had to
not
pay for that
enough
shit. It's just
stars
gonna be weird.
in the WNBA to fill up 2 games of non-Caitlin Clark on NBC. There's just not enough stars. They need at least 4 games, so then they can throw in a Angel Reese versus whoever game. But they need 4 games.
Right. Because there ain't no other stars, so they gotta get some games.
They
Ain't
don't
that
have
some
Monday
shit?
Night Raw anymore. They don't have wrestling anymore. No NXT anymore. And they're going to need something to fill in time slots and fill in viewership. But we've seen in the past that NBC has no problem making the paywall be the driving force behind a deal like this. We've seen it in the past. So why shouldn't we believe that they're going to do it in the future? When someone shows you who they are, take their word for it. They had a record-breaking opportunity, but they put it behind a paywall. Folks, we've noticed every time Caitlin Clark touches the court, it's a record-breaking opportunity, whether it's an actual on-the-court record or an off-the-court record or an at-the-gate record. One year, next year might be a little bit the same. By the time we get to year 3 when this deal kicks in, now you're just solely paying for Caitlin Clark. The hype's died down. The WNBA might be closely back to the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark hype is still there. People still want to watch Caitlin Clark, so you have to think. You still want to watch Caitlin Clark? You're going to need to pay for it.
Wow. That should make sense, though.
So if we're thinking about this, if we're going by math like this,
But they say the new girls is coming good.
between free/cable TV and games behind a paywall, almost half of those games are going to be behind a paywall. If we're looking at 17 Caitlin Clark games behind either an Amazon Prime paywall, behind either a Peacock paywall,
They ain't messing with Cece, though.
that might
Whoever
not
come.
bode too well. That might not bode too well. The thing is, this year, 36 of their 40 games are in front of a national audience. So if we're going from 36 to 40, and if we think that number might drop down from 24 out of 44, well, naturally, hype's going to die down, interest is going to die down. I can't even remember the last time I had a thought about the MLS cross my mind until this WNBA deal. I can't even tell you. Out of sight, out of mind.
All right.
The more and more we take and we put behind paywalls, out of sight, out of mind. Now, why doesn't the WNBA care about that? It's clear. They already got their money. Give me the money. Here's the product. Do with it what you may. WNBA, they don't care about that part anymore. Now it's up to the networks to pick and choose where they're going to showcase these games.
All right.
And again, this was a huge moment in history, and NBC, they have the ball in their court. They can pick, do we want to put it on free TV? Do we want to put it on cable TV? Or do we want to put it on a paywall? And I think we're going to get 7 Caitlin Clark games behind the paywall. I think at least half of those NBC games are going to be behind the paywall. There's still going to be the ESPN, still going to be the ABCs. But folks, you got to factor in how much these leagues are paying the NBA for this deal. Disney's paying the most. That's why they're going to get the most Caitlin Clark games. Makes sense. They're not going to not pay for Caitlin Clark. NBC, they're paying the second most. They're probably going to get more like 15, 16 games, but still, 14 games isn't a bad number. Because you still need to factor in ION. You still need to factor in Amazon. Because that ION, not that CBS deal, that Channel 2 deal, that's free TV. That's free TV plus simulcasting to Paramount Plus. The way CBS is currently doing it is how Peacock should be doing it. The same way it's CBS and Paramount Plus, it should be Channel 4 and Peacock and Channel 4. But it's not like that for the WNBA. It's like that for the NBA. It's like that for the NBA. If you look at this article here, everywhere you see NBC/Peacock, that's the NBA telling you that they're simulcasting NBC/Peacock. But when you get to the WNBA, it's NBC, Peacock, or USA. They specifically
I'll never see no
make the
NBA game.
distinction between the three networks.
I think
What do you guys think? How many Caitlin Clark games are going to be behind a paywall? I'm predicting at least 17 Caitlin Clark games are going to be behind a paywall. I'm predicting that. These companies are now trying to drive their own business. Amazon's trying to drive their own business now. NBC Universal, they're trying to drive Peacock now. Channel 4 is a staple. And they still have football.
my bad, y'all.
You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Appreciate all the support.
Okay. That was him, man. And y'all heard that shit, man. Like I said, yeah, that shit sound crazy, man. This shit had to pay, see she come on regular TV like most of the stars do. We never had to pay to watch, extra to watch us. It ain't like we ain't paying for cable to have cable TV. So they're saying, right, this sports always come with cable, that's your big winner because we go watch it. You don't have us try to pay extra. You don't do that. So I don't agree. So you know what I mean? But he saying some logical shit because of who's in it. Peacock, y'all better figure out something. Not to have dudes have to pay. But I'll leave on that one. Y'all think that over. I'll tap back in. Stay ready. One.